There we go. I'm assuming there's nothing particular, anything anybody wants to go over, or is there?
No, not for me.
No.
Not really. Been a bit slow, to be fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's been nothing last week or two. Let's see.
No.
yeah, nah, I completely agree. I think it's been a bit off the last 2 or 3 weeks, to be honest. I've had no, I've, I've, I've entered into two trades. I was in one. Well, I was nearly in one. Market closed Friday, but it was a bit close to the end, so I deleted it. But I think it'll lose now. Yeah, I definitely think the last 2 or 3 weeks have been sketchy and a bit shitty. So, um, but if no
Should be
one,
short live then.
yeah, yeah, just been.
Won't be long. Won't
Yeah.
be 10 minutes.
Well, what I was gonna do is I thought if no one's got anything pressing, I had chance this week to do my weekly review, so I'll probably do it now. Um, Obviously I'll try and talk through what I'm doing, and we'll see how it goes. And it might be a case of we spot stuff that's just been missed, or if it has just been a bad couple of weeks. So, I mean, if you guys are all right with that, I'll do that.
Good for me.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. So, uh, gives me a chance to actually clean up some of my charts as well. I don't think it's happened here. I think currently we are maybe waiting for that high to be broken. Let me delete some shit as well. Traders too. This looks like it's filled something in here, which might be a good point for reversal. I'm just going to highlight that. We haven't broken to the upside yet, but so it's not kind of not really in the review as such, but um, obviously it sort of sets us up for the week possibly coming. So I'm just having a glance to see if there's like equal possible liquidity around here as well. Pardon me. Um, Failing that, obviously it'll possibly mitigate something in here and come lower anyway. Um, yeah, at least that high anyway. Bearing in mind we're on the 2 hours, so yeah, that is probably the high I'd want to see broken. So we got a low, high, low, high, low. Um, so while we're on this screen, I'm just going to try and justify this being a point of interest as well. Obviously, I'd like it to have taken liquidity. Mm, Quite. No, no. There you go. Some trend line there. So that makes that sweep. This a sweep. Obviously, it breaks a high there as well. This might well be liquidity as well. So, and so that can't be right from the first fucking attempt. It's not. Uh, it's not Sprout, is it now? I'm normally listening to really loud music in my lug holes while I'm doing this, so you'll have to apologise. So obviously that's made liquidity taking it there. I'm just trying to justify this again as a point of interest for here. Obviously, I'll check the imbalances in this because we could maybe pre-anticipate that tap into the right. So I think it's just up here somewhere, but I'd also like it to have took liquidity to the upside as well. Um, just makes it a bit of a stronger point of interest. Even stuck on there. So it must be a touch lower if it's gonna work. Right, okay. Bar replay. Let's go lower. Now, obviously, I'm trying to make this fit, but I don't know if it's going to. But we bar replay on. 15 minute. Oh, go. So we're on a wick there, too high there. It's gone through. So somewhere in here is possibly a touch. Maybe not there. That might not be it. Because I think that's going to be too high again to make it three real nice touches. Touch. Mm, Yeah, not quite. Um, Might be a feed issue. There might be another trend line somewhere. I'm not going to get too caught up on it, but 'cause I'd like that. I'd like this one here, this last touch, to be a third touch, to be honest. But, make it. No, can't make it. Maybe spend a little bit more time on that afterwards. But anyway, there's this one on the underside. This one's fairly close. This one is pulling back fairly deep into this 4 hour structure. So we've just turned 15-minute bearish last week. This is possibly a 4 hour low here as well. So somewhere between where it's at now and hopefully this low is going to set a new higher low and then obviously make a new 4 hour high. We will see. Obviously there's a 4:15 coming up as well. So if this is a 4 hour point of interest, this has been tapped in. It's then broken to the upside here, and it's maybe just coming back for a new mitigate something, do a 1 minute break, and then obviously continue to make a possible new 4 hour high. So that's on the radar. Um, that technically makes that the 4:15 zone. Pardon me. So how I would mark that would be generally the lowest 15-minute imbalance, which would be down here really, but this one doesn't really take any highs as well. So I'd be inclined to include these sort of pushes up here maybe. I'd include that I think on if that's how I would have used to have marked it, I'd have been somewhere about there. And I'd mark imbalances lower as well. So what I'm going to do now is bar replay from here. Check the lowers for the imbalances. And and see if that current price to the right has filled an imbalance I want to see. And if it has, then there's a good chance it's going to be the new low. Let's fill.
I think it's filled the one you've just marked because I've got it marked out.
Oh yeah, what to the dot?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was easy and smooth then, wasn't it? What I'll do is I'm just going to mark another low. I need to start marking these differently, I think, because I see something last week. It take there was only like a small order block here. Now, obviously, I just mark the yellow mark usually where the imbalance at the point at which the imbalance is filled, but price had like just wicked past it into something else that looked dog shit. Um, but unless you'd have checked it out, you'd have thought it's just tapped into the order block, but it hadn't. So I'm going to start marking these differently, I think, and just to indicate where the order block for the imbalance that I marked is, if that makes sense. So I've just put a little black line at the bottom of this. So if that wick to the right fills this and passes that black line, I'm not really interested in any of this sort of stuff here. So I'd be inclined to move on to the next. Now, obviously, that needs probably some form of testing, I guess, because I've got no data on it.
Because I've started marking the imbalances like an entry zone, if you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, I could just mark it with my like that, and then obviously I'd just turn in whatever color you want. So
Yeah, that's what mine is, and then it's just like a
yeah,
black grey sort of thing.
yeah, yeah. I might do that. I might leave them blue, but then put like a yellow perimeter around it or something. Uh,
Whatever colour you like, mate.
yeah. Cheers, mate. Yeah, something like that. Just so I know, 'cause obviously yellow is in balance for me, and I don't think I want to change it drastically. Um, quite keen on that piece, this one here as well. Balance fill, but I mean, I don't want to go through like the 5 second as well, but um, fairly keen on this. Maybe mark it there. Just run a quick flick through, just see if there's anything that really stands out. Now I know I said obviously I'm gonna like review the week, and we've done nothing of that yet, but we'll get there. Spread out, so that's not dog shit. That one there, definitely. That is huge push. Obviously, that's spread out, so that's not there. So it might be worth checking on another feed just to see if. So obviously, with it being FXCM, this technically didn't happen, but it might have done. It might have taken that out on a different feed, I guess. Maybe worth checking. Then a couple of good pushes a bit low here as well. So, right. So spread out a bit now. That's miles away, and I'm just going to leave that for now. I don't think it's come that low anyway. I'll check that later on. I advise you guys do the same. um, so let's get back to current price. Let's take it out. Filled that one to the just took that zone out. The face tap in doesn't do anything like a breaker structure. It still hasn't done it. Yeah, I think this I would assume this is still coming lower. Uh, what's that tapped into? Oh, mm, it's half filled that imbalance, which makes me think it's coming lower, even on the 1 second. So yeah, I think that's possibly coming lower still, or probably still coming lower. It's not come out further left as it come through around here.
It looked good on the 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're being very particular here, do you know? I mean, it could do, like, you could say this is a breaker block here. If you ignore the current price that we was just looking at, there's an order block here, and it's filled, tapped into that did cause this. It's just whether you believe breaker blocks or not. I don't really get involved in them, so yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't really believe in them as such. So I don't really entertain them, I guess is probably the right way. It's not that I don't believe in them. It's just, yeah, not for me. So yes, anyway, I still think this is going to come lower before it actually buys up for the big move anyway. I don't think anything's played out.
I take back what I said. I'm chatting shit. I've just realised I'm on Euro USD.
um, obviously ignore this little structure here because we're hoping something like that's going to happen. Is it? Yeah, it's taken this low. Um, so yeah, I don't think anything's particularly played out on that. We might well actually come up to now. Obviously, what day was that? Is that last week? February 20. No, that's 2 weeks ago. Was trying to sell it from somewhere in here the other last week. It might come up for that and then sell off back down. So wait for eye on. Move on.
I had that, but deleted it since it took that last low on the 15, so I deleted that fucking because I had a pending on that
Yeah.
for sell, but because it took it, I was like, I fucked it off.
Huh.
It'll probably win, tends to happen.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, there's a good chance it will. It depends on like because the structure's a bit. It's a bit all over. It's a bit sidewaysy kind of. Do you know all this middle section's a bit not easy. Do you know? Yeah. I mean, this 15-minute structure could be changed. Um, it very could easily be changed. So I think some of this is old markings, and then I've added on to it. So without altering it. So this very much could be. Obviously, this is trending upwards on 15 here. So I often say that the 15-minute makes up the four. So for this 4 hour pullback that I've got marked, this section here, just draw around it. Uh, so this whole 15-minute sort of section here technically should be 15-minute bearish only price action because obviously the 15 makes up the 4 hour, or whether that's two or three or four swings make up one bullish or bearish leg, so technically this might need changing. I just haven't done it. So this structure could be stick on it. That could be that. And then that means this is a whole 1 15-minute leg. Because then put it there. Uh, take it deeper. Yeah, if this is now the correct 15-minute structure, then because obviously that that's your first break there 'cause from this 15 here, it sort of pulls back. It then retakes it, so we've got two bearish swings there. That makes up a 4 hour, and then obviously for the bullish confirmation is would want that one breaking because that's the low, that's the high that puts in this low that takes that. So that's actually maybe a change of character there on the 15. I mean, it's been so long since I looked at GU that, and then that, but that might make these 1 minute swings instead that I was previously marked as 15. So things have maybe evolved a little bit since I last properly looked. Um, but that still ties in with what we're trying to achieve anyway. It just means that this is a really big 15-minute leg. I'm only on the 2 hour, so this is pretty much could be deemed as one 15-minute. If I was on the 4 hour and had that much on my screen, I'd maybe try and find other ways to kind of make it fit. But still, we're still looking for a decent 1 minute breaker structure for somewhere in this bottom leg because that's still, regardless of anything, the 15-minute breaks come from somewhere in the obviously this low part of the leg. And we know it's somewhere in here because our prices come this low already. So we're maybe fortunate we're looking at it right now. And hopefully maybe this week we'll get a break to the upside and start the 4 hour. Technically, we've had the confirmation that we've turned 15-minute bullish, so we're just pulling back to catch maybe the lowest point in the market for however long for this next 4 hour continued leg. Um, yeah,
With just a quickie,
yeah.
obviously I know you're not a war expert, but obviously GU especially,
hmm
how like could you think it could just tap that low anyway? So like being picky, how would you, let's say, be picky? Would you want it to go as deep as it can in
So
15? Like, because surely, I mean, we're not having a great time with US. He thinks what comes.
yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to change out as such or what. If it's just going to strengthen the US or whatever.
So I think it's strengthening the US. I mean, we can look at the DXY to.
So obviously, just at the minute, I do. I mean, I'm not picky with that. I just check out, but I
Yeah.
am trying to be a bit more picky with shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, like, how you
Yeah.
choose to be picky, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I wrote that in the thingy in the chat last week, didn't I? Just be
Yeah,
picky. Um, so I suppose what I mean by that, mate, is obviously don't just take anything. Like, obviously, you want it to meet all your rules. You're gonna want to maybe tighten up a little bit on your breaks of structure. So don't wait for real small breaks. Like you want full, decent, clear structures to be broken. Do you know, like if you're umming and ahhing, just pass it off. Yeah.
yeah,
So you're just gonna want to be double sure. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the trade's guaranteed to win still, but that's
mm,
why I mean we're I'm trying to teach you a strategy that means it doesn't matter if you take a couple of losses because you get one winner and it wipes out possibly 50 attempts in the future, as long as hold out for them sort of wins or whatever.
yeah,
So yeah, it's just about like tightening up them confirmations, mate. Like just anything that you're like, I'm a bit unsure. Just like I say, move on. So and then obviously fundamentally, so news wise, fundamentally being driven is so he from this low created here. That I mean, that was 36 days ago. I just measured it while you was talking. So 38 days, but I measured to the high, I think. So like 36-ish days. Yeah, 35, 36 days. So the dollar's gained strength for the last month. And obviously that's in the lead up to the war and the last 2 weeks or whatever it's been going on. Um, so if we know obviously that the dollar's gaining strength while it's in war at war with Iran, obviously buying GU's the opposite of what is
Yeah.
sort of showing us and what we kind of know, you know. So, but I know obviously we've just spoken about buying GU, but we're still waiting for good confirmations. Now, this, I mean, I marked this zone up 5 months ago, maybe six. So while war does affect the markets, like I mean, it's probably a conspiracy, mate, but it always coincides with something.
Yeah.
You know, like it's hit this zone perfectly. Like I had no idea when I marked this up in maybe August. When was I marking it up? I could probably fairly tell you. Hmm. Yeah, they're not on my. I normally magnet everything, so I don't think I marked this. I think I marked this before September because that would normally be on. Both of these would be on that low there that I've just put them on. So I think I've marked that before, whereas that one is. So
Yeah.
I think this was in a live. I'll maybe find it and see when I did actually mark it properly last. But yeah, let's say I marked it even 3 months ago. You know, how could I have predicted that the war? Well, obviously I had no idea about the war, but I knew this was a good zone and
Mm.
it's got a reaction and it's at least coming to test this sort of high here. You know,
Yeah.
so yes, war affects it, but if your zones are good, it's it's still gonna they're still gonna play out. You know, it's just I mean, if you think about it, like this is trillions of dollars or whatever a day that gets put through like the dollar. Like the banks aren't gonna let them lose out because America and Israel are fighting
Yeah.
a war. They're still gonna make their money. They're still gonna want to take your money basically, I guess, you know.
They've had enough.
Yeah, yeah, it's their system, it's their game, you know, so it's still gonna do its thing. Just I think we're just likely to see a few more shit play out in the meantime and to catch everybody out. It will happen, but
Might add that to my chart just so I can sort of keep an eye on the strength of it as such.
yeah. It's a good. I mean, it's a good indicator, mate. It's kind of hard to use it to actually your benefit, but
Yeah.
you know, there's. I mean, if you look at it from a bigger time perspective, like dollars. I mean, apart from this in the 80s, you know, it's on its ass. It's making
Yeah.
lower highs, lower lows, you know, which is what this purple structure is. Um, the highest sort of time frame that I'll kind of structure I'd kind of look at, and it's pulled up very high into the last purple structure. It's it's probably just going to go through the time frame structures now because obviously this section here is 4 hour bullish, but like the higher time frame above it is bearish. We're in the top 90% of that structure, I'm guessing. So this might be the huge, like this high there that was September 22, maybe the highest price of the dollar we see for 10, 20 years, you know. Stick on that fucking high. Yeah, so I mean that's 75. That high there is like say it's 85, 90%, 95% maybe. Not quite 95, but it's pulled back into there. It's you know, it started trending downwards. But I think the war at the minute has just caused this. I mean, it's at the time where it's possibly going to cause a 15-minute pullback into possibly this zone before then
Mm.
continuing down, you know. The war's not really affecting this. This was probably always going to happen. Maybe just
Yeah,
speeds it up, you know.
yeah,
And then obviously you've got to translate that to GU.
yeah. That's good to know.
So yeah, uh, I mean, like I say, it's hard to sometimes translate that, but if you if you're expecting, or I was obviously I drew this a long time ago, so I was expecting it to come up to this orange zone. Obviously on GU, obviously because GBP is the first symbol of the on GU. This if dollar strength means GU down, so
Mm.
obviously what we just spoke about technically might get absolutely obliterated, but
Yeah,
you know because the DXY coming that far down would likely bring it down here, I guess, which is also possible, you know.
and we'll deal with what we got, don't we?
Yeah, I mean that we can only deal with what we've got in front of us, and this is where we sort of where this is sort of is now, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah.
cool. Cool.
All right, mate. You big bastard. So, do you know I said earlier, as in I didn't take a trade because it was late. It was
Mm.
GJ. So, and I've just seen it's opened way down here. So that would have been that would be about 25 hour right now. Um, so basically, obviously, it's just hit a point of interest, not quite what I was wanting it to, but it's done a 15-minute breakdown here. So this tells us 15-minute bearish. It's then pulled back into a zone that possibly caused it. So I've just drawn a 15-minute point of interest. I'm just obviously just covering this. Isn't a review of a thingy again. Filled something in there. Tapped into something. The point of interest just past the imbalance, but maybe stayed in the order block that I was talking about. Now we're on the 2 hour. I mean, I don't really talk about that, but on the it could be the 15 minute or whatever. But this wick up here, I like the look of, and then obviously it's left huge imbalance here, and then eventually breaks the low to confirm, obviously, bearish price
I
action.
had a sell on this a little bit lower than yours and it got blown out. I'm trying to work out where mine was compared to yours. Go
I'll show mine in a minute, mate. Mine's I think I didn't end up taking it. You know, I was watching it as it was tapping in, and with it being so close to market close, I thought I just can't be
Yeah,
asked.
but I was pretty close. I was sort of
Yeah,
encouraged that
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
close.
I think it was just
Uh,
down to maybe a bit of experience, mate. And I wouldn't actually expect anybody to catch it because it's the entry zones marked. I think it actually included a wick on the down push.
um,
So yeah, I used a bit of like nuance to
I'm
just,
at
I think
I'm at
maybe,
21148. That's what I got.
yeah. But
That
yeah,
was my entry.
yeah. I mean, if you
Um,
had it on your charts, mate, and you was close by, I mean, obviously it's not a win, so it's not a,
it was a loss for me. Yeah,
yeah, it might be a loss, but actually having it on your radar's a good thing. But obviously it's
I'll
tapped.
stick it.
Yeah, put it. You can almost
I'll
put that
stick it
down
in
as
the.
a win category, mate. Yeah, obviously, you just. I'll take a look at that now. Oh yeah, that's unfortunate, mate. Yeah.
Let me just work out what I was trying to tap into.
So yeah. Anyway, while you're doing that, mate, I'll spot on with this. So
Yeah, yeah, cool. Sorry. Yeah,
um, let's get to the 15, just so we get loads of cameras on. So obviously, leading up to the point of interest, we obviously from a low to a high, we pull back slightly, then tap in, and then we break the low that puts in the high way along here, blah blah blah. So obviously, after it did that 1 minute break to the downside, it's time to look for an entry basically. So I'll show you what I was looking at. Now, I think mine was actually on the 5 second. So obviously there's a couple of good pushes here, which is why I got them both marked. With this one above just above this one is why it's blue, because although I had liked this area, I'm never really going to take that with this being above it. Um, but yeah, this is it all changes when you get on the lower time frame. So I mean that looks dog shit on the 5 second here, but this looks good still. So on the 5 second you'd mark that bigger. We'll get to the one
Yeah, mine
second.
was my entry was your blue.
Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate. So
It's slightly, yeah.
what I did, mate, is I included this. Now I don't often use the 1 second. I don't really like to. I don't think I benefit loads from it. I do use it to clear some things up, but on this occasion, it kind of made it worse. But I just there's a bit of a push up from here. There's clearly a lot of price movement, although it doesn't look like there's any imbalance or whatever. Maybe a tiny bit just above this wick, I guess. But there's a lot of movement in this 5 second candle, so it goes from there. It drops, it pulls back, drops again, kind of thing. All in 5 seconds. So I was going to go from that wick, from that body, where the body closes. Sorry, now opens. Um, the one doesn't really change anything. It changes this zone slightly. Obviously, I'd marked it because from this little push here, if I was going to take this one, I'd have probably been the higher one, but I wanted to include this little push up there just in case because I like this push up. And the one I was actually going to take, obviously that one to the right fills this imbalance here. Yeah, that fills this huge down push. And then this just looks a bit shitty on the 1 second. There's not really much to see. But as you can see, there's gaps. So once you get down to the 1 second, like these gaps are going to be common because they're going to be from when, say, one candle closes and then it starts again. If there's a big bit of movement, I'm assuming it just appears as a gap. But in reality, still maybe imbalance. I don't know. And I mean, if we look at the rest of it as well, all this sort of stuff up to that, this stands out to me a mile as well. I have no idea what that is, but call it Steve for now. But that one I just marked, it's again, it depends if you feel it's live. It kind of stands out to me on that 1 second. Um, that might be what it actually comes for. So let's get off that and check. Yeah, yeah. There's an argument that that little two skin taggy looking thing. Yeah, there's an argument. This is what it actually comes for. As you see, it taps into, but I mean, it also taps. It looks like it comes to about this body low here, somewhere thereabouts. No, so it's up here, innit? It comes to where in this up down thing here anyway. So there is an argument that that's what it's maybe come for. Maybe this as well. But I mean, we're on the 1 second, so who actually knows? So yeah, and then like I said, that was market close. That's like 9:30ish nearly. And it's opened well below, so it's coming to this so far. But a 26 hour would have been nice to have opened the market on, I guess. Want to be. Um, so I mean, I don't know if I'd class that as a miss or what, but
Is that open now?
yeah, yeah,
I thought it
yeah.
all opened at 10.
Uh, yeah, it's not normally open this early, so. But I think Blundell posted about the USA uh daylight saving, so
Ah,
I don't know if that means Well, because technically now this is Sydney Open, isn't it? I think. So Australia might have changed the times or something, or
Yeah, I'm gonna say on me MC5, I've got a few that I open by the looks of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it might be the daylight savings then, mate. I don't actually know. That will mean as well that um so for the next 2 weeks I'm guessing it'll be spread out will just be at 9 o'clock rather than 10. So you'll obviously we'll all need to be aware of that for if we've got any trades open at near your entries nearby at 9 rather than 10.
yeah.
Um
I got me GBP Swiss. That's open.
so GBP CAD. So all the GBP pairs are.
Yeah. Uh,
So's USD CAD, UJ. Yeah, yeah. I think they all are. Yeah, that'll just mean spread hours. Yeah, 9 till 10 for I think it's 2 weeks. Everything's open by the looks of it.
is oil back open yet?
Uh, no, everything but oil
I
is
can't wait
gone.
to see that. That's gonna fucking go
Unless
for it.
that might have opened up further. No, yeah, no, I don't think indices are.
Mm. The bombed a bloody oil facility in Tehran now.
Yeah, yeah,
So that'd be nice. I should
yeah.
have put a buy on a little one Friday.
One oil.
Yeah.
Oh, buy. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, in my head I thought I heard sell for some reason.
To be honest, it's me, so it wouldn't fucking surprise
Nah, I think
me.
it's me, mate. It's definitely me. Yeah, it's yeah, it would have been a good time to buy that one that I posted. This one here that I posted over the
That's
weekend.
mental, isn't
Yeah, and it makes, do you know, like it makes perfect sense. I don't even know how or why I missed it. I don't. But yeah, it's just one of them that I missed, and I'll probably regret this one for a long time.
That's a retirement trade there, mate.
Yeah. So
And for
obviously,
little them.
yeah. So obviously, there's this bearish structure going on. This red one here. Obviously, I've got a couple of red ones, but so this is obviously being broken. Is a signal of higher prices. Obviously, it's made a high, done whatever it's going to do. It's come back, and then March last year. So that's higher time frame bullish, 10 bullish, come back, tapped into a point of interest. Obviously, that's what this red box is. Check that out. I can't remember what it was, but again, a couple marked. Yeah, I don't even know why I marked it like that, but um, obviously it's tapped into the point of interest, and then it's broken to the 15 to the upside, come back, not broken the 15-minute sort of low, and then obviously it's given signs of the 1 minute going. Um, yeah, 1 minute here, puts in the low, gets rebroken, comes back and tags into an entry. Very unfortunate. When's that? Very early January. I don't even know if I'd have been looking at my screens for chart time then. First day back at work, I think that was. Yeah, it would have been. And I don't even think I'd have been awake at that point either. So, go in. But yeah, it'd have been nice to have chucked a decent amount because I'd think I'd have over leveraged on that as well because I was confident in it. With it being obviously oil and an asset driven by obviously it's a real thing, whereas obviously the dollar's just a bit of paper that is an agreement, I guess. A dollar's real, and we always we always sort of kind of know it's going to go up in price, kind of thing. So I've been lobbing the house on it, I reckon. But yeah, well, there'll be more, I'm sure. More will turn up. G-Cab. I'll just have a flick for a couple more if he's out, and I'll call it after that, guys. So I don't think anything laid out on this. I think we spoke about this last week while it's just being done on maybe a sell from in here. So that would have been maybe the low. Oh, that's from weeks ago, isn't it? I'm hoping that still pulls back, to be honest. I don't think it's played out from that this week. Because that's opened and it's literally filled in amounts. I've got marked to the dot. By the looks of it. What's that? Built, it's tapped into this, whatever it's done. Still think that'll come lower, maybe. Spread just off. Still think that'll come lower though. I mean, that's such a big push there. Got past 11, so it's not spread out. See. I'd want that to break this high anyway before considering out. Again, that's nothing's played out, so it's not a review. That's just currently where the market is. We've possibly turned 4-hour bearish on this though as well. But that means we might, like I say, tap into something in this and then buy up to something in this area and then sell off again. GA looks dog shit at the minute. Struggling with this one. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid that one. I don't like look at that at all. Shit. Probably gonna call it there, guys. Obviously, we didn't get much actual reviewing done, but is there any questions before I actually just clear off?
No, I'm fine, actually.
No, good.
No, mate.
I'll call it then, guys. Cheers for jumping on.
Cheers, mate. Thank
Thanks
you.
all.
All right,
Chat, guys.
catch you all in the week.
All right.